Well, the holidays are fast approaching. Christmas and Thanksgiving are coming up. Families probably coming in town. You're entertaining crowds. But here in the studio today, we have Rosa Driggs, Public Education Officer with Polk County Fire Rescue, to talk to us a little bit about cooking safety. Welcome, Rosa.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's get down to the basics. First off, what's your favorite dish?
Anything someone else cooks, or green bean casserole.
So you're good at one. You have one,
yeah,
and that's the green bean casserole. All
yep,
right.
that's mine.
So every potluck you sign up for
green bean casserole, or anything somebody else will cook for me.
All right. So obviously Christmas and Thanksgiving are coming up, and we want to make sure that we let our viewers know about the importance of safety when it comes to cooking. I mean, we're preparing meals for big groups, maybe small groups, but what should they keep in mind when preparing meals?
Well, the biggest thing is no matter what time of year it is, when in the kitchen they need to think about fire safety. Especially right now when you are having a lot of people over, there's guests, there's people in the kitchen, there's people milling around, socializing. They need to make sure obviously all their smoke alarms work, that they have fire extinguishers in their house, that they have practiced with their kids, especially fire escape drills. We do that in the schools, but we're not doing it at home with our kids, so we're kind of failing on that. In addition, then we need to start thinking about the cooking. We need to not multitask. We need to pay attention to what we're doing. A lot of the problem is people are socializing and drinking and things like that, and they're not always paying attention to what's going on in the kitchen. We need to go back to some of the things we should already know, but we kind of get lazy about keeping things too close to the stove, whether it be the boxes that the food comes in, the oven mitts, the towels, whatever. Within 3 foot, it needs to be farther away. We have kids and pets running in and out of the kitchen, just a distraction, and easily can get hurt, especially if those pot lids and pans are out. So we need to be real careful about that. So,
I mean, we have all of these people coming to visit us. Like you said, multitasking is obviously a no-no, but how can we take some precautions? I mean, we're going to have family over. We got to cook a big meal. Maybe it's just for the two of us. I mean, maybe it's just, well, not the two of us.
Not the two of us,
right? But just for two
Thanks
people.
Thanks for the invite.
Yes, thank you. But what are some steps that they can take if there are a fire, if there is a fire in the house? Like,
right.
What can we do, or what should we do?
Well, the first thing is get out, stay out. Make sure everybody's out. Call 911 from outside the house, not from inside the house. If you choose to fight the fire, if it's on top of a stove, you need to have a lid that fits. Use it like a shield. Place it on the pot, turn the heat off, and then leave it there. A lot of parents, adults will try to pick it up now and carry it out. They end up spilling that down their front, and now they're burnt. We say leave it there and call out for pizza, because you're not going to eat that. Yeah. If it's in the stove, keep it closed, shut the power down, and call out again.
Okay. And we can, obviously, fire extinguishers, I mean, should we use a fire extinguisher, or should we not use a fire extinguisher? What do you suggest, or what does Polk County Fire Rescue suggest if there's a fire in the home?
A lot of times we say it's a decision that can only be made at that moment. A lot of it depends upon who is in the house and if you've got everybody out. Also depends on how big it is. If it's, what we say, if it's bigger than a trash can, it's too big. Fight it if it's small. Make sure you have access out, don't get trapped inside. But if you don't have never practiced, never read up on it, never looked at how to do it, now's not the time to learn when there's a fire. Now's not the right time.
Right.
Another thing is where people keep their fire extinguishers at. If they have one in the house, they need to keep it eye level, arm level. Bunch of people will put it down under the kitchen cabinet, under maybe the sink, and it gets shoved behind. Plus, you don't want to bend over and get that and your hair flip right there near the stove. So placement ahead of time is really important.
Okay. Now, with a lot of kids maybe running around the house, we have food out, and what do you suggest, or how can we protect those little ones with our snacks?
Well, the biggest thing is we like to have hors d'oeuvres and snackies around the house to keep everybody kind of out of the kitchen while we're cooking. But as for mints and nuts and small candies, leaving those on the coffee tables for small children to get into is just a choking hazard. So we really need to think about what we set out, especially if you're not used to having small kids in your house and all of a sudden you have a house full. You need to be really ready for those children that are coming.
Right. Now, 911, we want to make sure we call 911. We want to make sure that we get out of the house if there's a fire. what are some recipes or something that we can share? Obviously, the firefighters, we have great recipes. What do you suggest we go? Do we have any good at-home cooking for firefighters?
Well, crock pot is our best friend,
yes.
Obviously. We want to stay in the house if they're on. We want to be very, very careful with the turkeys in the outside turkey fryers.
Fryers or smokers?
Yes,
yeah.
Turkey fryers. We want to be very careful. We'll usually, unfortunately, see some burns from those. So not always the best option unless you're very experienced.
And I know there's a lot of videos out there for training, and Polk County Fire Rescue recently did a video, so the viewers, they can go to our YouTube page or the county's YouTube page to view that turkey fryer safety video. So there's plenty of ways to learn about how to use that, and that's definitely something we want to encourage them to do, is know the tools that you're using to cook with and know how to use them properly.
And plan ahead.
Plan ahead, that's right. So we recently saw a video with a turkey fryer. There's a lot of places you want to stay. You want to stay away from decks, from the side of the house.
The garage.
The garage, stay out of the garage. There's a lot of other safety tools, and again, that Polk County Fire Rescue YouTube video is a great tool to use. So educate themselves on how to use those tools.
Another thing we want to remember, there's a crowd around, there's a lot of people are having a good time, but we still need to be very cautious of where the children are with our pools and our lakes. We don't want to have that be part of your holiday celebration and to have an accident. So we need to always pay attention to where the kids are when they're playing around the house or the grandma's house, and where those kids in the pool are.
And I know that Polk County Fire Rescue runs a lot more calls around this time of year. But tell our residents, our viewers, just how many more calls do we run on Thanksgiving Day or around Thanksgiving?
Well, the numbers definitely increase on that day because of the activities, because of a lot of safety things, because you're not in familiar areas, you're at somebody's house, between the cooking and the pools, choking, of course. So, and those numbers going up not only are devastating for the families, but it's hard on our crews to have to see devastation on such a special day.
Yeah. Well, Rosa, I really appreciate you coming in here. Obviously, some great tips for our viewers to really stay safe for their families and to protect their home as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, recently, Polk County Fire Rescue and Polk Government Television put together a PSA on turkey fryer safety. It was a great piece. We want you to check it out because there's a lot of great information in there. I'm Brad Ruman with Polk County Fire Rescue. Fried turkeys are delicious, but they come with a slew of safety issues. Thousands of fires, injuries, and even deaths occur each year from turkey fryers. Before you set up your turkey fryer, remember these safety tips. First, stay away from the house. Anything less than 10 feet puts your home in danger. Also, keep kids and pets away and never leave it unattended. Next, you want to find flat ground. That being said, it should always be done outdoors. That means never on a deck or in the garage or covered patio. This is a good place to talk about what you're going to need. First, you'll need a heavy-duty portable propane burner, a large stock pot, 26 to 40 quarts in capacity, but preferably a custom-made turkey frying pot. A heavy-duty cooking thermometer, and this is a must. We'll talk about why in just a minute. Lastly, you'll need a tool to allow you to safely lower the turkey into and out of the vat of boiling oil. You want to be careful not to overfill the fryer. To determine how much oil you're going to need, place a completely thawed turkey on the stand and then put it in the fryer. Add water until the turkey is barely covered. Remove the turkey, allowing the water to drain back into the fryer, and then mark this line. You could use a piece of masking tape because you'll remove it before you heat the oil. Use this line as a guide when adding oil to the pot. Closely monitor the temperature. Deep fryers have the potential to overheat oil to the point of combustion, and use extreme caution when touching the fryer. The lid and handles can become dangerously hot, creating severe burn hazards. Be sure to use well-insulated pot holders or oven mitts and wear long sleeves. Eye protection and closed-toed shoes is a great idea to protect from splatter as well. You always want to be prepared. Have a multi-purpose dry powder fire extinguisher ready at all times. You could also use baking soda for a small fire that's contained to just the pot. You never want to use water or flour. Water does not mix with grease and can cause the fire to intensify. And flour, although looks a lot like baking soda, won't react the same. Now let's talk turkey. After taking off the wrapper, removing and discarding the neck and giblets, pat the turkey dry with paper towels. Add oil to the fill line, as previously measured from the water, and preheat the oil to 375 degrees. While the oil is heating, prepare the turkey with any seasonings, marinades, or injected flavors that you desire. Once the oil is hot, turn the burner off and slowly lower the turkey into the hot oil. Slowly lowering the turkey helps prevent the oil from bubbling over. When the turkey is in, turn the burner back on. Cook the turkey about 3 to 4 minutes per pound. When the turkey is done, slowly lift it from the pot and place it in a pan or on paper towels to drain. The turkey is done when the dark meat has an internal temperature of 175 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and the white meat has an internal temperature of 165 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. It is hard to beat the speed and incredible juiciness of a deep fried turkey, but done properly, it can be enjoyed by everyone. Enjoy yours this holiday season, but stay safe. As you can see, it's important to be safe while you're cooking, whether you're cooking inside or outside. And in this holiday season, make sure that you're taking the proper steps to keep your family safe. For more safety information, visit polkfire.net, or you can call the public education programs with Polk County Fire Rescue, and that's 519-FIRE, 519-FIRE.